So, Fear the Walking Dead. We had episode 2 of the second half of the season. And the name of it was Los Muertos. I hope I'm saying that right, but probably not. So, in this second episode, we got a lot more variety. In the mid-season premiere, it was Nick, all about Nick. And this time we not only saw Nick interacting in the new community that he's in, we also saw all the other characters, Strand, everybody else, Strand's group basically. Haven't seen Travis yet or his son Chris, but so what happened with Strand's group? So Strand's group, they got to, well, first of all, they are obviously looking for Travis. They can't find him. They decided to go back to the Abigail. Abigail's gone. Someone must have taken it, which I thought was neat because I thought, please let this not be we're in the boat for the first half of the season, and then we're going to come off the boat, but then we're going to go right back into the boat. And it looks like they're not doing that. Strand said something about the military maybe taking it while they were on land, but no more boat, no more yacht.
To be fair, I think a boat is probably the safest way to live in a zombie apocalypse.
Until you run out of stuff.
And then it's an island.
Yeah, with nothing on it. And then you run out of gas, and yeah, it's definitely an island. So they go to a hotel.
Because that's a good idea,
right? Well, they needed water, they needed supplies and stuff, so they go to this hotel. And with Nick, we see that. So here's my problem with this episode. So we're 2 months into the timeline of Fear the Walking Dead. It's been 2 months since the outbreak, and already it very much feels like the regular Walking Dead series. Like, we have people, running around with guns and just trying to take whatever it is that they need and kill whoever stands in their way. You have communities that are just trying to survive. It feels too much like the other show, but the other show is doing everything better. But I guess what they were trying to do with this episode was to show you that, well, the characters aren't as smart as the other characters in Walking Dead as far as living in an apocalypse. So they decided to have some of the characters do some very stupid things. And here's where they get dumb. So Nick goes on a kind of a run of sorts to some drug dealers that have their own community set up. And in exchange for water and other supplies, they bring them some medicine, oxycodone. And they brought, I think like one package, and apparently they used to let them get 2 grocery carts and fill up whatever they can into the grocery cart for 2 of them. And they said, well, now it's only 1, and they're pulling that nonsense with the new character, and I can't think of her name at the moment. But they go shopping, and Nick tries to shoplift with drug dealers. And they catch him. He's got like a candy bar or cookies or something in his back pocket, and they catch him, and they're about to like cut off his hand, and then they threaten to just shoot him. And apparently what he does is, when he's in there shopping, he sees like the main drug dealer's sister who is sick, and apparently she needs the oxy to help with her illness. So I don't know why he does the things he does in the order that he does them, but it didn't make any sense. So when they're about to like shoot his brains out, right? He says, I know that your sister's in there, and the other character is like, translating in Spanish for him. He's like, I know that's your sister. She's sick. She needs the oxy. So you're going to, give us two shopping carts of supplies instead of just one. And that works. But why not just do that in the beginning? Like, why try to shoplift to get caught and then you start your bargaining? No, Nick, that's not how things work in the apocalypse. Like, you almost got yourself killed or maimed, and then you really would have, like, I don't know. I know he's a druggie, but, like, it's been 2 months, he's been clean, so he should know better.
Yeah.
At this point. And then Strand's group. Strand, and I can't think of, who's Nick's mom's name? The blonde? I know Allison is his sister. I can't think of her name.
I can't think of it either.
Anyway, I'm just gonna call her Nick's mom. So Nick's mom and Strand are like, Nick's mom has, or Allison's mom also, she has an argument with Allison, and like it's all, all this parent teenage angst build up, and they're in the, Nick's mom and Strand are in the bar of the hotel, and they're trying to just, like, I guess, decompress, unwind, so they find alcohol. So they get drunk. Then they get loud. So much so that Strand starts playing the horribly out of tune piano, and Nick's mom starts throwing glasses and breaking them. Now, the setup is kind of neat because basically what this does is they set it up, Allison, and is it Lucy? Or what's the name? See, I can't even think of people's names. Like, the cast is already too big. The name of the person, her father's name was Daniel. Oh, it begins with an O. It's like Olivia or something like that. Yeah, look up her name because it's on the tip of my tongue. Ophelia. It's Ophelia. Never mind, I got it. So Ophelia and Allison go up into the hotel rooms and try to find stuff. They realize that there's zombies, like, locked in some of the rooms.
Are you calling Nick's sister
Allison?
Alicia. And the mom's name, Madison.
Madison. That's why I can't never think of it. Madison's like the weirdest name ever. To me.
Sorry if any of you are named Madison.
So Madison is Strand, and then Alicia. Okay. So Alicia and Ophelia are up in the hotel rooms. They find out some of them have walkers in them. And I know, imagine. But they actually took, like, the do not disturb, like whoever was in the hotel before put do not disturb cards on the rooms that have them in them, have walkers in them. So that was smart. So what happens while they're up in there, Alicia starts seeing walkers drop from, like, the balconies into the courtyard, and then, like, they're still getting up now that their, like, bones are broken. Like, they're getting up and they're going towards where the bar where they're playing the piano and making a whole bunch of noise. And, like, Strand and Madison have to sober up really quick and get out of there. It was a pretty good setup, but it was really dumb just for them to get drunk in the first place, when at any moment you can be attacked by anything. And I know we're not to the point it's like, okay, well, they're not that smart yet. It's like, they've been through a lot at this point. You would think they would be smarter than that. But it's definitely better than the mid-season premiere. You watched the podcast last week, so if you watched that part, I did not give it a very glowing review. I thought it was one of the worst episodes they've done so far, because nothing happens in it except towards the end. But this one left us with a proper cliffhanger. Lots of stuff happened. The zombies falling out of the balconies was really shocking, especially when you see the first one. Like, it catches you by surprise. and there's a lot of new ideas in this one. But yeah, it gives me hope for future episodes. And Nick just needs to stop being so stupid.
I think everyone needs to stop being so stupid. I, there's no way that there's a universe where zombies just haven't been a thing. Like, everyone has thought of, what if the dead have come back to life and they try and eat us? Maybe not everyone, but at least one person. There's 7 billion, over 7 billion people on this planet. One person's going to think that. And there's bound to be a few other people that think that, and maybe some people are creative. You cannot tell me that there is just no zombie games, no zombie movies, just nothing in the universe of The Walking Dead. And if you tell me that, it's just dumb. Like, observing these things for just like a few weeks, I feel like you should know what you shouldn't do.
Yeah.
And it's just, first off, a hotel, when has that ever been an okay thing? In anything, movies, video games, anything. Like, never, ever.
They actually find stuff in the mini bars though in the room. So I mean, it wasn't a horrible idea, but
I would never, in a million, if that was my last resort, if I was in the middle of a desert and there was a hotel in the middle of a zombie apocalypse, I would rather go past it and die than to go in there.
I'm definitely not on the same page as you, but
Well, I guess it would depend on who I was with.
yeah.
But
Yeah, not a let's see. Last week I gave the episode a 5 out of 10. I will give this episode ah let's do 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 I think is fair. I was going to do 7 or 8, but those dumb decisions just really get under my skin sometimes.